kiss someone to kick you. There's not a day you couldn't slip through. Or at least that's the impression I get. Cause you're smooth and you're wet and she's not aware yet, but she's yours. She'll be saying use me, show me the jacuzzi. I imagine that it's there on a plate. You're a rendezvous rate means that you'll never be frightened to make them wait for a while. I doubt it's your style not to get what you set out to acquire. The eyes are on fire. You are the young forecasted storm. mami, voy a ti. Ey, dale mami, voy a ti. Ey, dale, voy a ti. Dale mami, voy a ti. Ey, dale mami, voy a ti. ¿Qué fue? Vamos a hacer maldades. No le pare y dale. Baby, cuidado por ahí. Que eso se te sale. Que eso se te sale. Vamos a hacer maldades. No le pare y dale. Baby, cuidado por ahí. Cuando el nene sale. Ok, vamos pa'l verso. Tú tienes un flow demasiado perverso. Y yo tengo un reggaetón demasiado denso. Todo lo que te tira sé que va pa'l frenzo. Y habla, que es lo que tú hablas. Tú sabes bien que te quiero dar tabla. Perro que muerde casi nunca ladra. Quiero hacer maldades como una pobre diabla. Dale mami, voy a ti. Dale mami, voy a ti. Dale mami, voy a ti. Dale, voy a ti. Dale mami, voy a ti. Dale mami, voy a ti. ¿Qué fue? Vamos a hacer maldades. No le pare y dale. Baby, cuidado por ahí. Que eso se te sale. Que eso se te sale. Vamos a hacer maldades. No le pare y dale. Baby, cuidado por ahí. Cuando el nene sale. Yeah. Bad Bunny, bye bye. Keep babbing me. Bad Bunny, bye bad Bunny. J Balvin, man. Oasis. Hey. Esto es pa' ti, bebé. Muévelo, 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 muévelo. Latino, ¿qué? Muévelo, muévelo, muévelo. Bad Bunny, keep babbing me. Tiny. Dale mami, voy a ti. Dale mami, voy a ti. Ey. Dale mami, voy a ti. Dale, voy a ti. Yo sé que puedes, dale, voy a ti. Dale mami, voy a ti.
All right, guys, let's get it. All right. Let's get after it. How we feeling? Taco Tuesday. Let's eat. Let's get it. I'll have my camera and everything set up starting tomorrow. All right, let's dive in. We got basically, honestly, a continuation of yesterday. So a lot of the setups remain pretty much intact. But what's up, Sen, Vaughn, Harshi, Edwin, yo, morning. Let's get them tacos. I'm with you. I feel that. Corey, Cesar, buenos tardes, buenos días. ¿Cómo están todos, chicos? Hema, what we looking for? We had a pretty deep dive yesterday. Shared a whole bunch of setups. If you didn't check it out, feel free to see what's happening over here. So we have that going on. What's up? Desde Valencia. That's what's up, Kais. Enjoy, man. It's going to be a good life for sure. You like the YM buys? Me too, Vaughn. I'm with you. Yeah, looking solid. Agreed. What's up, Seth, my brother? Tio, good morning. Happy lunar year of the horse. What's up? Wishing y'all a year full of abundance, joy, love, laughter, lots of wealth and great health. Beautiful message, man. I'm with it. I'll double down on that. What's up, Patrick, Lonzo, Edgar, Isaiah, buenos dias, famo. ¿Qué tal? Morning, Shelby. What's up? ¿Podrías hablar español? En los momentos de importancias, definitivamente. Y les dejo saber exactamente si voy a comprar o vender y dónde. Pero la mayoría de la transmisión sí es en inglés. Yo, so what's up, Isaac? Buenos días. All right, so yeah, I mean, the setup remains the same. The philosophy was we had a huge spike that, swept liquidity over here. We chopped up a little bit, and honestly, this is creating more support over here. So we're kind of seeing these lows form. And we did get a break at least above some of this structure. So we have a good movement. There is a lot of consolidation. There is imbalance. So I think if we do get a good rejection out of here, there's kind of two options. Well, I'd say there's three. There's three different outcomes, and all of them have a pretty good risk reward. First would be taking out these highs, like London highs. Honestly, probably just taking out Tokyo highs as well, but at least these London highs. So if we do trade back into this range here, I think we're like the most conservative case. We get a 4R here, taking out these highs. From there, we have yesterday's consolidation and then capturing, liquidity and taking out sellers here. So after a lot of consolidation, this could take out quite a bit of sells. So I wouldn't be surprised if we break above here. And then this is a 7R. Beautiful. Which would lead to filling more of an imbalance and just all this jazz. So, there's definitely potential there for sure. And then obviously having this just trade all the way up to here, it's a massive trade. But it all goes in orders of probability. Now, since we've been squeezing for quite some time, I do believe that the bigger breakout is, I think, the sweet spot, which would be trading. Let me move this over here, just over to this area, which would be just taking it to these highs, especially since we consolidated already for a day. So yeah, I like this play. It looks good. New York Open kicking off instantly, and we already took out these highs. So this already was the first incentive. If we work our way back down, then I think we have another approach. But that's for the buys. Now, what if we're looking for maybe sells? Can we get selling opportunities here with the market, with indices? And that's going to come down to what we're seeing over here. So yesterday we avoided, I talked about how you should avoid NQ buys because they weren't, the market was most bearish with NASDAQ. So where would I be looking for other opportunities? Well, during Tokyo session, we got a nice little pump up here, which filled in balance before we started to naturally work our way lower. So I do think there is a big boost up here in volume before we get reversals. So I think we could see shorts out of this range, selling out of here, capturing liquidity, squeezing, luring in more and more break and retest buyers before this works its way down. So, taking out London highs and trading upwards over here, this to me makes a lot of sense. So what do you guys think? How do you guys see a setup over here? Could this be worth it to you? And then this would be, in my opinion, having us trade back into this spike down bare minimum or just even New York Open. So a 3R, this would be continuing to trade with the market. We're just continuing the trend. There's more price action for price to get filled down here anyway. So honestly, this could even go even lower. So as long as we keep seeing, and look at that, man, we're pretty close to seeing Dow as well take out these highs. So I'm going to place an alert here. I want to see if we take out the yesterday's yesterday's London session highs, and even maybe take out the highs that we had for the entire consolidation. But, we're seeing the market start bullish across NASDAQ, S&P, especially Dow Jones. And yeah, so the reversals here, we had the market making lower lows. We traded down here for multiple sessions. So I like the sell over here, and I think we can work our way pretty well to the downside. So I'm very much open to taking a risk on this trade. This would be basically my standard 1R, actually a little under leveraged at this point now, but going for a position here. This gets copied over to accounts across multiple firms. So that's and that's using TradeSync. And then this is just the easiest way for me to trade, a bunch of accounts. And that's just following a specific set of risk rules. So, remember, trade what makes sense for you. If you're newer to trading and just kind of starting to learn different elements of the game, and you're just like kind of just still figuring things out, then make sure you're scanning some of the resources that are going below, whether it's, how do I understand futures and contracts, or, how do I understand these smart money principles, etc. This is Chico's Básicamente estoy buscando ventas aquí en esta zona. Pueden ver la orden que tengo aquí y obviamente pues se multiplican a otras cuentas, pero esta es la cuenta donde pues es la cuenta que manda. Entonces con esto arrancamos. So yeah, that's how we're starting things off. Let's see. Let me just double check price action. Looks like Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. So we saw a sweep of Tokyo highs and London session highs with Dow already. Now, what I want to know and what I want to see is, are we going to create are we going to lure in more break and retest buyers here? So are we going to settle in here and then get a pump before we drop? Is this the case? If this is the case, I might pull back from NQ. I'm curious. So it could be one or the other. Because now we're starting to see NASDAQ kind of work its way a little bit higher. However, to be fair, NQ still, it's only getting to the highs from Tokyo session. Right now we're trading where the market was around, 8 p.m. Central, whereas Dow, is trading around basically the same prices. That's very interesting. Oh, no way. I missed my limit by like a hair here. No way. Crazy work. So if we get a stronger rejection here, then I think I'm just going to delete my order. All right, so I am triggered in now. This is trading around, that 7 o'clock, just trading range. However, Dow has more bearish momentum, just being honest. Like, Dow is holding it better, so I do think that Dow short price action flipped around and selling Dow makes more sense. So at this moment, look at how Dow is pushing lower and lower. What I'm going to do here is I want to see if we can get a bit of a rejection, and then I'm just going to take a small loss here, because I would prefer to be in sells with Dow, in my opinion. I mean, let's see. Let me just double check here, because they're both kind of rejecting. I feel like, I'm going to close this trade. So I just closed. I think I took a small loss, but I just closed this. So cerré la venta con Nasdaq. And I'm closing this because I think that we have better odds with shorting Dow. Dow here is starting to create a break retest, and it looks like it can kind of trade sideways for a little bit. There's a chance that NQ still plays out, but I think at this point I took a small loss. Yeah, like not even a 0.1 loss. So I'm okay with that. So yo borré, me salí de la venta de Nasdaq. Teníamos un cambio de acción de precio y veo que Dow Jones está manteniendo estructura bajista aquí. Entonces creo que podríamos tener la venta un poquito más arribita por acá. So yeah, I prefer price action right now with Dow. And then, we can kind of see where this goes. But I think we can trade at least a 3.8R. Yeah, I'm looking for the shakeout. Now, I mean, NQ could play out as possible, but the odds, it's a better trade. Dow is showing us definitely a much better probability. So right now, we've been trading sideways here for about 4 or 5 minutes. So I'm cool. I'm okay with missing out. So let's say NQ plays out, goes into profit. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Entonces yo aquí ya me salí de la venta porque nos dio más evidencia que Dow Jones podría caer. I almost got in front of the speeding Lambo. So let's see, right? We just got to kind of wait and see. It's chopping up in here. These are typically good signs. The longer we hold these levels, the better. So right now, and we've been in a bearish trend. So, yeah, let's see. When we're going with the trend to the downside, typically it needs less time for it to function. Exactly. Would you need Dow to break the nearest low before entering the... No. So for the shakeout, it's actually best when it stays within the pump that it created. So here, we started to see this pump before New York Open. And so now this is a second model, right? This is our shakeout model. And here we're basically we're allowing a retail break and retest to form and then take the position. So that's more of what I'm looking for here. Now, this didn't give us the most time, but it was some time. So I am going to still take a trade here. It's just going to be with less risk. So I have my limit here. We were trading down here for about 7 minutes or so. Not the most time, but still some time. If we work our way back down and then get up here later, then I'll adjust this to higher risk. But for now, that's okay. So, all right, let's take a look here. NQ, chilling, squeezing. All right. So my entry is right around 49,714. That's kind of what I'm looking for there. All right. This is maintaining structure. This is staying down here. So that's good. We see NQ pumping a little bit more. Excuse me. Honestly, if we see NASDAQ take out this, which would be taking out Tokyo highs, and we see Dow kind of maintain its structure, that would work out too. It's interesting. And they might both work out for all we know. So we saw Dow pump a little bit up to here, traded into this imbalance before working. It started to lose a little bit of steam. So it actually I didn't go down the second time frame, but it's respecting this order block pretty well. So I think I'm open to actually trading this from right here. What would this be like? 5 orders, 5 contracts? All right, I'm going to actually open an order from right here. Oh, no. Okay, so this dropped way faster. It was supposed to get me in right up here, but literally in the second that I made that decision, it went higher. So, well, I'm in a lot lower than I would have wanted to. I mean, either way, my risk here is still sub 1R. It's a lower entry than I would have wanted. Now let's see what the rest of the market's looking. Okay, NQ is mitigating really nicely. Dow is starting to push as well. So the NQ sell would have worked out anyways. Now let's see how aggressive the market moves down or up. So, all right. So check this out. The market here was about a 73-point move, which is NQ. Here it rejected pretty well. NQ holding price down better than the rest of these plays. So let's see here. Damn, NQ was the one. We had the winner the whole time. Look at this bad boy. There it is. Selling away. Unfortunate. So yeah, it looked like the shakeout was doing much better since we spiked the high, came down. Not that this can't work out, but now we're coming from a place where, and risk reward wise, I'm going to take this down to here. So it's will be 2R at best. Which sucks. That's the kind of the issue with market execution. It doesn't always get you the best entry. It gets you what's the most available. So that is what it is. But at this point now, at least we're getting some good momentum. I don't know if anyone else ended up market executing or just stuck with NQ, but yeah, letting this ride right now, seeing a decent movement. We're about to break below this low here, so we're trading into exactly New York Open price action. And NQ is also trading, actually not even at NQ's open yet. So I actually can keep trading a little lower. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, I wonder if we can continue to, have a solid trading range. Maybe we get some pullbacks before continuations. Now what I'm going to do here is I am going to start reducing my stop. There's really no point in having any extra risk at play at this point. To me, it's pretty clear that NQ has the most bearish momentum, and it's not even close. So kind of a bummer. And I was just adapting to price action, but I guess maybe we focus a little bit too much on intraday price action over just overall what was going on. Right now, let's say this NQ trade would be running pretty nicely, almost at a 3R. I think actually more maybe. Yeah. So this would be well past the 2R. So if you did hold NQ, I mean you're in good place right there. If not, then yeah. So I am pumping. I mean, I left liquidity, so I wonder if we're going to be able to kind of withstand these pullbacks and go from here. It's ripping though, so we shall see, my friends. Now NQ also making after rebalancing down to here, starting to make its way to the downside. Okay, so nice little pullback for NQ. If you guys want to see a little more detail here, got a nice little move, came up a little bit, played off this order block, coming right back down. There's a chance. I mean, we'll see if this wants to pull back a bit more and continue. But I mean, I don't think I'll be surprised whatsoever if we trade one notch lower. If you are in the NASDAQ sell, I would recommend tightening up your stops into profit, probably just at least into here or lower. I think things should go pretty well from there. Here is the take profits. I'll have an alert on the take profit that we had set already. NQ, in my opinion, though, should continue to push lower anyways. Meanwhile, Dow struggling on the struggle bus here. This wasn't the original entry. My market I was supposed to be in over here, but market execution was just absolutely trash, sadly. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm going to be more, I will be more, I want to let this trade run and see if I can get into a better reduced risk if NQ takes out London lows. Because at this point, this would be a major liquidity sweep. We haven't really swept too many buyers quite yet on NQ or with S&P. So I would prefer to see that play out. So we'll see if if we can get enough momentum for something like that. Yeah. Let's see where I'm at here. Yeah, here we go. Because right now, since we've been squeezing, we can get a pretty big breakout. Like that's still in play here. So the good thing is I was under leveraged. I was only going half risk, and then, you know, this thing is doing what it's doing. All right, NQ kind of still chilling like a villain. All right. So while all of this, you know, keeps doing its thing, we can start taking a look at a couple other things. I have alerts set around this, so if the market starts to go lower, then, you know, I'll know. Give me a sec here. Gotta make some adjustments. All right. So while we have that moving, all right, NQ just took out these initial lows right over here. Now I want to see it take out the London lows. So here we have, let's see, message, London lows. All right, so we're sweeping. That's good. That's a good move. Pushing down. Solid. All right, so I am gonna tighten up my stop now. There's no need to have extra risk in play. So if you're newer, that means you would want to put a buy stop right here. All right. Now, if you're in NASDAQ, then you already hit take profit well over a 3R. So congratulations. Well done, my friends. If you're holding Dow still, it's honestly got pretty decent momentum. So I think we'll be all right over here. Worst case, you know, small loss. Best case, maybe you got a better entry than me, so you got a better risk reward. Yeah. So let's hope it's one of those sessions that we just kind of go straight into the zone. You know, we want the buy is what I'm looking for anyways down here. So let's hope we incentivize just going lower. The market does have bearish price. It's in a downtrend, so I do think we have a bit more of an intention to go lower. The problem is, since Dow wasn't the most bearish, it can fluctuate quite a bit. And some of these fluctuations may go beyond these highs. But yeah, this is let me check the chat. Dude, what's up? Let me see. We got some dubs in the chat. We got some. How are we doing in here? What's up, Tokyo? I would need NQ to take out before getting in. It's crazy. Me explica 70 en YM. Just barely got missed. Wasn't able to get in. My entry missed. All good. I wanted to take half R's with YM. Didn't get to my zone. I wanted to get into S, but once. Okay. Shakeout on NQ forming. I think you sent that earlier, so not anymore. Not anymore. Now, if we stay bearish for the session, then possibly a mitigation sell later. Gold shakeout now approaching entry. Gold, really? Sniped it? Nice. I was actually just about to take a look at metals here. So it seems like you guys had a good trade. Okay. The question is, how's gold and silver? Silver still working its way lower. So I had a silver buy forming down over here. Silver making lower lows right now, while gold is over here. So gold clears the lows, comes back in, is sitting over here. I like these kind of buys all day. And then you have a fantastic exit, which would be not just here, but way up here. So I'm with it. I'm going to market execute this. I'm going to go, I can add on to this, but I'm going to do a 3/4 risk first. And then I'm going to do a bit more evaluation on this trade and then go from there. So, yeah, I'm in buys on gold. Quick, I don't need too much time to understand what's happening here. We had a liquidity capture of London session. Obviously, everything else, if you go even further, we trade down into these levels. So we're getting a pretty good rejection. There's a chance we may go lower eventually, so I don't need this to go too far to start to adjust any sort of entry. And yeah, that's our trade. The market takes out these highs, and I go break even. So NQ just took out London lows, so let's go check out NQ. Just poked below, just a quick little poke. Dow staying pretty much level. So at this point now, if we start to get big reversals quickly, remember we have NQ taking out these lows. So now we've swept London lows again. This is where sometimes we could see major reversals happening. Price action though from the past, so from about Friday the 6th, is pretty efficient down here. So I think we'll trade lower. I think we're gonna go even lower with NQ, and that should help Dow turn things around. However, since we're below, you never know if this is just an excuse to take out retail buyers and then reverse. So keep an eye out on this. All right, so that's our Dow trade. And NQ trade has successfully, I would be taking profit fully in NQ if I was in this. And this is a 4.5 R. Obviously, that's not the case. Unfortunate. But, I mean, gold's still trading pretty decent, getting some good movement. I like to see that. We have also, I am in the gold buy as well. So I'll go back to that here in a second. So give me a sec here, and then we can get back into gold. Gold is trading pretty nicely. Slow, but it's getting there. It's getting there. So the gold buy is slowly tracking upwards. I have if we're just targeting, in my opinion, this is the first level of where the bare minimum the market should get to. This is a 1.3R. It's not bad, but it's just not part of my strategy, my plans. I do like going for over a 2R minimum. That has you where if your win rate is 33.3%, you're a break-even trader. I like those odds. So I like at least minimum 2Rs. And I think that would be just literally taking the 5-minute high, which is not a big deal, if you will. Okay. So I just want to double check my risk here as well. One contract, which is basically, $10 every point, every 10 pips here. So the stop is about, what is this? 35. This is about 350. So the 3/4 risk, one contract's really, if I do 2 contracts from here, then I am going to be trading more than I would like to. So only way I end up adding to this is if my stop is basically cut in half. So if we work our way into a pretty deep retracement, that's kind of the only way I would take a position here. And then we're looking at this, silver is still making those lows. So I'm looking just at silver price action here. Silver here went all the way down to this area. It's already been here before. So, you know, we've seen silver trade up and down quite a bit. And even then, like, I wouldn't be surprised if silver at least comes to take out these highs. I don't need too much more from this as well. But, yeah, it's kind of where we're at. Gold pulling back a bit more. Oh, actually, I wonder if I will have a shot at this. Can I get another contract in here? So if the market gives me a trade, let's say down into like here, then I can have a full risk trade. So let's see if on the off chance I get this opportunity. All right, guys. Well, on the bright side, what you have going on over here, Dow is still pushing lower and lower, so we have that going for us. Nice, nice, nice. Very nice, very nice. A little 2R action coming our way. That gold idea that we talked about here, I got pretty close to getting triggered in. I wonder if I will. It might miss me by a hair. All right, now I got triggered in for a second entry over here with gold. Let's see if I end up getting stopped out or not. And that's okay, right? We can get stopped out. That's not a problem. And that would be at 48.54.5. Or 54.9, my apologies. All right, let's see what happens. So I got my second entry down here. That averages my trade a little bit down under to 48.78.9. And then now I do have a full risk in play here. Thank you. I got a pretty good bounce out of here. Sick. Sick. And then Dow, we have, I'm going to set my TP alert here. So here, alert. This would be Taco Tuesday. Boom. All right. Gold giving us a good reversal. So we're starting to see some good movement here. Excellent. Back into profit. First levels of liquidity sweeping, though, would be over here. Now, so even this would be stop loss adjustment, at least for me, just that we're taking out liquidity here. So if you just want to make your life easier, I don't know if there's a lot of, if you use a lot of alerts, might help, right? Reduce, stop. All right, so okay, so starting to get choppy here with YM. Understandable, we had this London sweep down before the rally, so maybe the market was looking to reverse out of here a little bit. Since we didn't really maintain these highs very much, this doesn't seem like a high probability reversal. But since we've dropped a pretty healthy amount with Dow, I don't see the need of keeping any risk anymore. So I am going to reduce my risk with Dow and, you know, take something. You know, we gotta get something out of here. All right. So out of curiosity, anyone holding or taking buys with gold or anything like that? I want to see it. The trade here. Oh, there we go. The trade here, I think we're averaging here. So our average is right there. At least that's my average. And that would take us to at least a 3.5 R now over here. Pretty solid. Dow's starting to get a little choppy. Come on, pal. Let's get us over there. Okay, so even if you want to take a different look at this as well, we are noticing like NQ took out the low. So NQ did take out that low. So that's fair. From here, we didn't see NASDAQ trade down here for very long. So we got maybe 5 minutes price action below. So there is a possibility that this is wanting to form kind of a shakeout. But since it's the most bearish, we kind of need a little bit more time here. And Dow's holding, honestly, below these lows pretty well. So let's see. Meanwhile, our gold trade is starting to get more momentum to the upside. So, okay. Decent. Not too far up, but not bad. First entry is about at break even, while now we're getting obviously averaged in. We're about 100, right? 100 pips in profit. So if it was my first entry, I'd be at break even with gold. But since we split it into two, it's up a little bit here. Sadly, YM is starting to climb with gold. Not that it's like because of gold. That's just what's happening in the moment. All right, so gold, it's minimal pullbacks. Price seems to be at least not wanting to trade over here, so I do like our odds. It looks like, these are just not much demand. The market rallies. That's a good sign. Silver takes out even further, and then silver already starts to take out these highs over here. So silver looks like it wants to rally as well. All right. I think gold buys now are still at a good place for an entry, even if you didn't take anything yet, as long as it fits your risk reward. Like if it's your risk management, like your risk per trade. All right, Dow making another run. Excellent. And Dow is now dropping faster than NQ, at least for the time being. So it looks like these London lows are the next target. All right. Gold chilling around entry. Dow pushing. Dow needs another 80 points or so to hit TP. If we break below these lows, I am going to move my stop down to here. All right, gold holding up. Dow dropping. Let's see, all we need is one big dump. And honestly, that could play us into these reversals for Dow as well. Because remember, what we really are looking for is this. At least this is what I'm looking for. And even then, I'm still open to taking this even higher. But yeah, this is kind of where we're at right now. Okay. Chilling. What are we doing with gold? Where's gold at? Gold's still buyable, in my opinion. I wonder. Yeah, this is not bad. So the fact that we're kind of squeezing within this zone, it's a good sign of a breakout. So if it gets, so it's like there's kind of two ways I look at this. I don't really fear when the market moves sideways. If anything, it actually sweetens the deal for me, because my thoughts are that the since there's more liquidity entering the market, right? There's more selling positions up here, then the move can be even bigger. So just bigger and bigger and bigger. So I'm not really against squeezing environments, sideways environments. It's not something that I really fear or anything. Dow here struggling to break below for now. NQ, like it's not like it broke above and it was like, oh, we have literally no demand up here. Very minimal movement. So Nasdaq isn't really giving me a shakeout sign quite yet either. So I still feel pretty good about this short. Let's see. Let me see in the chat. How are you guys doing with this idea? Okay. So on challenges I'm doing, I just finished the trading for the day. So cool. Hit my max for a few there. Now gold kind of dropping a little bit alongside Dow. Dow doesn't need too much more. Dow did just break below the London low. So that we just got right there. Awesome. A nice break below London low here. I'm going to give myself a bit more of a stop profit now that we're breaking below here. And I'm also going to flip this around and set this trade up. So let me go double check. So we got NQ, it's been bearish. It's already trading well below London lows. We have it going around these areas, trading towards February 5th, price action in here. Fantastic. We have, Dow working its way, just missing so far. But Dow in the bigger picture is definitely lagging behind just in this overall range. So I am going to set my trade over here. Going to make it risk-based. Get pretty close. It looks like 11 contracts here. Okay. Meanwhile, let's check in on gold. Gold's still just kind of sitting here. Just sitting here. Squeezing away. Okay. Dow right now is sitting 40 points out from TP. All right, let's go chat. In gold, sniped it. In nothing right now. Took the NASL and passed my challenge. Let's go, Isaac. In my MYM still. Fire. Got Savage Kev in there. Running in some profit. I took exactly at the Tokyo low. Turns out I did get wigged into YM. Nice. Good stuff, dude. Targeting Tokyo lows for my exit. Beautiful. So some of you, if you targeted Tokyo lows for your exit on NQ, then you're good. 3R on Dow. Done. Nice. In that. Out of there, Mike. Beautiful. I'm in on gold. We're shorting NQ. Beautiful. Buys in a bear market. Yeah, I got the nuts. Do you think there's a big mindset change from managing one account to managing multiple? I've noticed sometimes when I try to go for more accounts, it doesn't go my way. I like it. Yeah, you're probably too attached still to either the money side of it. So, spending more, that might be part of it. But so there's a psychology of money element to the idea. So that could be a big difference. So maybe being aware of what your true budget is and expenses, because you have to look at trading as a business as well, not just something that, not just a method of making money, but also, okay, what's the cost of it? Same thing with how do you perceive yourself? Do you feel like the game actually changes because you're managing more capital? And so once you add more, that also can make a difference because when you're adding more capital, if you think it's harder, then it will be harder. Does that make sense? If you believe like there's something is changing about it, then it will change. And also you want to think about, okay, what are your expectations? So what are your expectations regarding things changing overall for you as a trader? So if it's a change of expectations, then you're not going to be able to approach it because you're asking for more from the market than you were before. One of the things that can help ground you when you're managing multiple accounts is that it's still the same risk percentage. So it's not like you're trading more, like you're still trading the same risk percentage. So maybe that's more useful to you. This is going to be super sad if it turns around. I needed like 20 more points to hit TP on this one. You know what? I would have taken it. Actually, I should have just taken it because the target initially is just taking out London lows, even though sometimes it misses the higher time frame zone. So like I wanted buys over here, for example, right? I was looking for sells because of what happened over here. Right. The way I marked this up was we get our last push down over here, and then we get a reversal. Here's where I was looking for buys from the past on these lows. So that's what I was looking for right over here. Is this necessarily the low? Maybe, maybe not. You could argue that the sell-off started over here. And that's kind of where we're... Oh, my bad. That the sell-off here... Oh, there we go. Started right there. So, obviously trading is just interpretation. It's our own interpretations of the market. So could we work our way lower? I mean, it's possible for sure. We had exiting right below, right under the London low. That was definitely just a quality exit. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. If it reverses, then it reverses. I could take some contracts off the table now if I wanted to. So let's see here. So if I wanted to, let's say, take partials, then I can just go to units, and then I could start taking like a contract off the table and whatnot. At this point, I'm going to let it just kind of do whatever. But yeah, that was the higher probability exit. Was what, right when it took a London lows. Take your money. Let's see if this is going to respect or not. But on the bright side, we have gold ripping right now. So we got gold pumping after the squeeze. So good movement. Good movement right there. Let's see. There's a chance we might go lower. You know, you can get some pullbacks here. Oh, look at Dow and NQ. Wow, good reversals here, playing into this order block. We might get a reversal right out of that order block right there. Yeah, nice. All right, gold starting to push as well. Okay, all right. I would understand if some of you started to tighten your stop. I could see that. I could definitely respect that. All right, Dow starting to drop here. Let's see, S&P played out of order block, dropping. NQ trading off that order block, dropping. Can we go lower? I think so. Yeah, I feel like NQ either trades back down to this order block or maybe even to this imbalance, and that continues to push Dow further down. You guys are probably noticing how quickly the market is working its way further down. So either it rejects here, comes up again, or it goes. If I wanted to secure, I could exit now. This order block is another, key level for reversals. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just take my money here. Call it. So take this here. I could see this start to become a reversal for a shakeout or something. We saw the London low sweep. And then if this wants to build up and become a buy, then it is what it is. And I'd rather just kind of lock that in. So I want to see how this unfolds, especially because we've now seen the movement here go down with this. So this, either way, on this idea, after execution around here, a little short of a 2R, but whatever, I'll take it. I'm cool with that. Meanwhile, we have gold running here as well still. Gold is about a half R still since it's squeezing, so I still think this has some room to run. And since overall we've seen indices do their thing, work their way down, we might just get everything ripping together from here. So here's gold. Gold with a nice little trade. So yeah, today, trades were executed across Tradetopia, Lucid, Top One, TopStep, and MFFU. Okay, cool. Let me check the chat. I've missed every entry today because of work. It's all good. It happens. I got you, EJ. Yes, sir. 1.5K left before I pass my third challenge. Thank you for that talk. Thank you for the talk that day. I got you, dog. Took the NQ shakeout and hit an 8R and a gold buy that hit a 1R. Sick. Just have 3 1-3s left to hit. Beautiful. In 6J buys. Really? Okay, let's take a look. Let's check them out. All right, so gold's doing gold things. So we'll let gold be gold. Let's see. Dow, I feel like Dow's going to make that next run lower. Very cool. Looks like when it pumped up to here, it just lost momentum to work its way down. So it seems like the next leg down is likely for indices, and that would position the buys over here. So it looks like it deleted the orders once I set them. So let me set this again. Okay. All good there. All right, so 6J, what are you taking here? You took what? Oh, come on, dude. Are you serious? I didn't even see this. I didn't get the alert. But this just missed, and we would have smashed a nice 5R on this. Let's say I would have traded it right off the open, then it would have been a 4R. Wow, what a beauty. What an absolute gem. All right, so let's give an update on this. $6J update. I mean, I guess the target was smashed. I mean, it wouldn't got triggered in, but the target was trade complete, I guess we'll say that. Just missed entry, but the setup itself was beautiful. Delete pending if you had one. All right. Oh, I see y'all. Morning. I didn't update. I didn't check the post again. Hope y'all got it early too. Yes, sir. What's up? Some new names in here. What's up, Shanika? All right, gold still kind of hovering around. Dow just about 40 points away from hitting where the exit would have been. So really, really close over here. Let's see if it hits that alert. Gold still chopping. So I'm going to send this update on gold just so anyone that's, here or not here has an idea on what we're doing over here. Gold active. So currently in buys, targeting liquidity. So you said, but wait, hold on. I forgot what you said you were in now. In 6J buys. Okay, let me double check why. Woke up in the middle of the night, but I was going to wait till New York. Alex.profit. Hey, Mike, always watching from the dark. Sick. I don't know who Alex.profit is, but maybe That's what you want, right? Okay, so you're in this setup. Got it. Seems like you're in this one here. Very nice. Let me take a look at the rest of the market. Let's see. CAD futures also melting away. Let's see. 6J. Whoa. So yeah, CAD way more bearish. Jesus. Euro has more imbalance to drop and fill into. A little curious on what that does. NZD already playing into the zone. Australian kind of middle of the range. So I could see reversals for like Australian. I could see reversals for NZD. I could see reversals for Euro. Like kind of. So a lot of the rest of the market I think can drop a little bit. So I'm curious if the yen is going to hold that. It's going to survive this. Plus this move here, you don't get a break above these highs, so I am a bit concerned that this isn't going to hold. I could be wrong, though. It's just not my favorite trade. But, you know, man, I mean, you're seeing like a lot of these other dollar pairs break lows or get to reversal zones. So I honestly don't hate the yen buy. Of all of them, it's probably the best one. I think maybe I would just have a slightly maybe a bigger stop. So like just open up the stop in case it kind of wakes you out. So something like this, you know, just give yourself a little bit more room. I don't know where you'd take this to. Maybe you're targeting imbalance here. Something like that. So I don't think it's a bad trade. Like it's there. It sweeps, it takes the lows. Tokyo takes the low. And then it goes. So, and this takes out multiple sessions worth of liquidity. So, I mean, I don't think it's a bad setup by any means. I'll take this with you. I think I'd take this with a half hour. Yeah. So I see it. So let's do it. I'm with you. Let's run it. Let's see if what would another unit put me at? 300. I don't want a 300 risk trade. 200. It's already starting to reject, so this is actually playing out of here. My RR then gets dropped a bit. Okay, I like this better. I'm with you. I'm going to give myself a little bit of an extra cushion here. And actually, I don't need that much. Something like this I'm good with. I'll rock with you. Let's get it. And this is just because, you know, we're seeing the rest of the dollar market here in reversal zones, whether it's filling imbalances, rebalancing, or taking out key lows like pound is right now. Could want to liquidate and then reverse. So I'm with it. It's cool. Meanwhile, MYM here just dangling right in front of that low, wanting to trade a little bit lower over and over again. So it's just been chilling right around here. There we go. Taco Tuesdays for Dow. Let's get it. Now we're finally seeing the market work its way down to these lows that we had from over here. So I have, since we're going counter trend, honestly, I'm going to cut this in half. The risk on this bad boy. So we got this running, got yen going, have gold going, and then basically longing everything, just longing the entire market itself. Yep. And then up there goes the yen. So it looks like I, had my suspicions here. But it's a limit right now with Dow. So Dow working its way in, it just missed. If we do get a strong reversal right out of here now, so if you get a pretty big reversal out of here, then I'll delete my limit order here and go from there. So for now, we wait. The good thing with gold too is like gold's been chilling here. So we're just back and forth, just kind of in this squeezing territory. And I think that since indices are at just about the end of their drop, I think that's going to be like the end of gold's drop as well. So, yeah, let's see what we get over here. But now we've cleared lows, taken out all of these lows. If reversals are going to happen, probably going to happen around here. Obviously, your trade changes if you get in a little bit higher with Dow, but just trade your game. So, yeah, Dow trade successful. Gold trade active. And Q sell from the morning. Hit anywhere from a 3 to a, whatever this is, 5R. Yeah, great session, guys. Love that we all got to trade together, get in the game, assess risk, reward, management, the whole nine, right? The whole nine. So, yeah, much love, y'all. My entry with Dow is 49,242. We'll see if that, triggers or not. And then, but yeah, grateful to be part of your experience at this point now. You guys showing up every day, managing your trades, developing, honestly seeing the syndicate traders in here too, just like pass more accounts, do the thing. It's just been absolutely epic. Yeah, my pleasure. Plenty of tacos to go around. Absolutely. Yeah, guys. So you already know at this time of the session, last thing I have to tell you is make sure you're just documenting everything, journaling your trades. For those of you that are maybe newer to trading, don't miss out on tomorrow's session that Nancy hosts, where she just goes over like the foundation, the pillars, the basics. This way you're just dialed in, and ready to roll. And as always, I invite you all that want to have a team of accountability, hands-on workflow, and honestly just start getting paid in this market. If you want to work together, then I encourage you to check it out. At this point, where the syndicate is at a place where, people are starting to pay this program at a profit. So it's amazing to see new challenges being passed basically every day or every other day. And shout out to everyone that's getting paid out. So for those of you that are wanting to participate, then I highly encourage you to see if you're qualified. We don't take everybody out of respect to where you're at in your journey. Not everyone is ready for the syndicate. So book the call there to see if that makes sense for you. And if it doesn't, then no worries. And yes, guys, we hear you. I know a lot of you want something that's a bit more basic and easy and just hands-on. So we're working on something. That's like the number one thing that I get messaged about. And Nancy gets messaged about. It's like, hey, like, can we get more just kind of like on the earlier stages of the trading game? Can you get us more involved? So we are working on something for you guys. As always, we do believe that trading is something that everyone can do on their own. Absolutely. I do believe that. But I know that people just prefer to have one, accelerate their timeline by working together and having feedback, accountability, just like specifics. You know exactly what you need to know and what you don't need to know. So we're working on it for you guys. Anyways, take care, y'all. Peace.